morning and welcome to Ark and Dove Presbyterian Church in Odenton, Maryland. I'm Brian Boudreau, the Clerk of Session here at Ark and Dove, and your host in the lobby, the weekly program of the life and ministry of the church. Now, I was away last week, and I just want to extend a big thank you to Amita Dubois for hosting the lobby, and you did such a wonderful job, Amita, so thank you for stepping in for me. This Sunday is Legacy Giving Sunday, so we've got some activities around that. Later on, I'll be interviewing one of our newest deacons, Ron Sahai. But first, let's dive into the announcements. Now, Wednesday is our Ash Wednesday service. That's right, Lent starts just right around the corner. So we will have service at 7 p.m. in person and live stream. And just as a reminder, we have in-person and live stream service now every Sunday. So we have a 9 o'clock service just in person. And then we have our 10:30 service that is in person and live stream. And we're asking anybody who attends to please RSVP and wear a mask while you're in the church. After today's service, at 12 p.m., we will be having a legacy giving workshop. And so it's entitled Composing a Legacy, Live Forward, Give Forward, and consider how you will tell the story of God's grace and love, not just today, but even after your lifetime for generations to come. This workshop will be presented by the Reverend Ellie Johns Kelly, who's the Ministry Relations Officer for the Allegheny and Chesapeake region of the Presbyterian Foundation. So as I said, it's today, 12 p.m. It's a hybrid event, so we have it both Zoom and in person. And if you are coming in person in the sanctuary, there will be a catered lunch provided. If you have any questions, please contact Tricia Gray or Karen Dodson for more information or to get that Zoom link. The children's choir is starting. That's starting also today at 9:45 in the Marshall Room. So it will dismiss the children, or they will dismiss the children in time to go to the 10:30 service. You can email Abby Boudreau or Christina Nelson for more information. As I said, Lent is starting on Tuesday. So now we have our Lenten small groups, our annual book reading. So this year we'll be looking at Kate Bowler and Jessica Ritchie's Good Enough 40-ish devotionals for a life of imperfection. And so if you are interested in joining any one of these, please contact Pastor John. It looks like we've got at least 5 sessions, one on Sunday, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, one on Thursday, one on Friday. So any day of the week that you're free, you can join this. And this is led by Pastor John, Pastor Tim, Kim Champagne, and Oxa Callahan. So lots of great leaders there to talk about this book. Every year, we have our Shrove Tuesday pancake. So we have a pancake trivia night. So the adult ed team will be hosting a pancake trivia on Zoom at 7:30 on March 1st. So the pub trivia that we're supposed to have at the congregational meeting has now been moved to the Shrove Tuesday goodness. So don't worry about forming a team beforehand. Teams will be formed that evening, but you can email Katie Nielsen Johnson for the Zoom invitation. Along with Lent comes spring. And so we'll have our church grounds cleanup on March 5th at from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So the facilities ministry is looking for your help to get the grounds ready. So contact Autumn Vernon if you're interested in helping. As for the future of the afternoon team meetings, the Friendly Seniors, they meet on the 3rd Wednesday of each month via Zoom. So anybody's welcome to drop in anytime between 3 and 4 p.m. If you want to get the link, please reach out to Joan Berry. The next meeting of the group will be March 16th at 3 p.m. We also have our Gleam anti-LGBTQIA plus legislation discussion on Thursday, March 3rd at 8:15 p.m. And this will be held via Zoom. And if you're interested, contact Amy Tardif. We also have a little bit of out forward Healing Through Grief. That group will be meeting on Wednesday, March 9th at 7:30 p.m. Also via Zoom, led by Lenny Gerdner, Kathy Debus, and Pastor Tim. If you would like to get that Zoom invitation, Pastor Tim and Lenny Gerdner can have that for you. We're continuing our monthly book club. So the selection for March is Lisa Wingate's The Book of Lost Friends. And the discussion will be led by Michelle Schoonmaker on March 18th at 7:30 p.m. via Zoom. If you're interested, please email Kim Champagne for that. Now, you will see in the archive and elsewhere the discipleship retreat. That's on March 18th and 19th. That will be at the Claggett Center in Adamstown, Maryland, which is about an hour from here. So it's an overnight adventure. Please contact Wendy Wellington to reserve your spot. And we only have room for 30 people, so that will fill up quickly. We have a great opportunity next Sunday. First, I'll say on March 6th, we will have an African drumming group in service who will be playing with the band and choir, the Bailey Bailey Rhythm Collective. And then after service at 12 o'clock, they will be hosting an African drumming workshop. And I got to tell you, this is amazing. They're going to transform the sanctuary into a round circle, and we've got professionals who will teach us about African drumming. So it costs about $25. If you're interested in reserving your spot, because space is limited, please email Rebecca Eccles for your spot. Even though the Super Bowl happened a couple of weeks ago, that doesn't mean that Ark and Dove's Super Bowl is over. We are still collecting cans of soup for CAP. So they're just right here inside the lobby. I can see them from here. If you have any soup that you'd like to still donate to CAP, it's still available. Just bring them in. If the door's locked, you can just leave it right out in front of the door, and we'll make sure that they get added to the group. And one last thing that I'd like to say before we start talking to Ron, we are looking for a nursery coordinator. So the job announcement is out. It's a part-time position. If you're interested, or you know somebody who's interested, please email hiring@arkanddove.org for more information, or to get the job description and send your resume. So this Sunday we are meeting a new deacon, and I just want to welcome to the program Ron Sahai. So welcome, Ron. It's so great to have you here in the lobby.
Hi, Brian. Hi, everyone. Thanks for inviting me. Appreciate this.
I think this is your first time on the Board of Deacons. Is that right?
That is correct. Believe it or not.
But you've been a member of Ark and Dove for quite a long time. How long have you been in Ark and Dove?
Right, summer of 2008, late summer, is when we moved to Maryland, and we were looking around for a church and found Ark and Dove. I know we visited a couple other ones, but
yeah. What drew you to Ark and Dove?
Right, because I grew up Presbyterian as well. That definitely had a huge impact on it. Right, played a factor. Actually, when I walked in and I just saw the huge screen, and I'm like looking around, and I'm like, okay, there's no actual. The whole ceiling is open. You can see everything. I'm like, all right. For some reason, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
So you said you came from New Jersey, is that right?
Not originally, but I probably, if you want me to go there real quick, go back real quick, I'll be short. Originally from Trinidad, and then we moved to New York, to Queens. I don't know why all the immigrants moved to Queens. What is it? It must be it must be something. And then eventually my parents said, all right, we'll move to Jersey, and went to high school, college there. And then from there, I met my wife, Nicole, and I enlisted in the Air Force after I graduated.
Oh, great. How long were you in the military?
4 years.
4 years.
And then we headed back to Jersey. Yeah, we had both of our girls, Chloe and Lexi, were born in Jersey. And then we moved down to Maryland. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit now about becoming a deacon and sort of the call to become a deacon. So what you said yes. How do you feel about that?
Initially, well, it was funny because I got a phone call. It was over the summer, and they started talking about it, mentioning it, and I was kind of hesitant, but for some reason I felt drawn a little, but wanted more information. Yeah. Exactly details in terms of what was involved in being a deacon. How do I play a role in Ark and Dove? Mm-hmm. So then, at that point, when I spoke to Pastor Tim, he gave me more insight, and I was like, okay, I can do this. I could be there for people, help out, lend support, and definitely listen. And I remember the second meeting, I'll be truthful, we got done with my first deacon meeting monthly, And I was like, oh my gosh, can I do this? Can I do this? But had a good support system, between speaking with Pastor Tim and even speaking to my wife. And and we just kind of, I said, you know what? Yeah, I could do this. I can lend a hand and somehow fit that right. We all have a busy schedule. Um, and it just, I think I know I can do it more. And a key is having a support system. And what I've learned is, even though you're a deacon and you have your quote alpha, right? Um, all the deacons are there for each other. So if I know now, I know that if I say to my fellow deacons, "Oh, I need a hand with this. Can you help me out?"
Yeah.
They will say yes.
Yeah.
So
And that's exactly it. The deacons themselves are a small group and they support each other. I say this as somebody who served on the board of deacons. So and I can also say, Ron, you're a perfect person to be a deacon. I was really excited when I learned that you were joining the board of deacons. I thought this is a good one. They got a good one. So super happy to hear that. So, but it does take it. I've always thought of the deacons as sort of the extra hands, the extra tender, folks there to help tend to people when they need help, and we're there to support each other, and that's what the deacons do.
Right.
But you mentioned one thing, and I don't know that we've actually talked about it, but the alphas. And can you describe for folks watching who might not know what alphas are?
As a deacon, you're assigned, think of it as a large group of members or friends of Ark and Dove that are quote assigned to you, and to be not necessarily assigned to you, but you're given that opportunity to say, "Hi, I'm your deacon. I'm here to support you." You introduce yourself. I finally started reaching out to my quote alphas. So for those, you'll probably hear from me. You will hear from me. It's obviously as I go down my list. Right, so it's broken down by last name, your initial of your last name.
Not quite alphabetical, but pretty close.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. Who is in your alpha?
E to G. I got
E to G. So if your last name is somewhere between E and G, you're going to be hearing from Ron sometimes.
You will hear from me. So don't run. I'm kind of my not my sales pitch. I'm just my sales pitch. No, I'm not perfect. Definitely easy. Laid back, easy to talk to.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to meeting my alphas and at least discussing, talking. Hopefully, Zoom call that we can see each other's face. But just know that I'm there.
You're there. And what kind of things can sort of support do deacons offer for those who don't know, right?
Let's think of, you need a hand to move a box, just something simple as that, to maybe you're going through some rough times and you just need someone to speak to. Maybe you're not comfortable maybe speaking to family members. It's possible, right? Some people don't feel comfortable, but they do want that voice and that ear, right, to help them out. So I guess in a simple way, that's simplified. That's kind of what a deacon is there to support you as well. So for those E through G, I'll be there to support you.
So anybody out there who is going through a rough time and you're not sure where to turn, a deacon is a great place to start. And it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody in your alpha. Maybe it's a name that you recognize who's on the board of deacons, but just a phone call, and I guarantee they will put everything down for you and listen to you and talk to you.
Right. And that's a good point, Brian. That it's not just, you can reach out to any deacon, even if you're not comfortable, or you don't know, let's say you don't know me personally. Yes, if you know someone on the deacon board, go right ahead. No deacon will feel offended.
That's wonderful. Ron, it was so great to talk to you. Like I said, I'm really excited that you are on the board of deacons, and look forward to hearing about the great things that the board will be doing over the next year and couple of years. So thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Appreciate you inviting me. I feel like I'm on the Tonight Show or something like
that. You're gonna be a star.
Yeah. All right.
And thank you to everyone out there for joining me today. as always, it's a pleasure to be able to come into your home and to talk to you about all the wonderful things that are happening at Ark and Dove. So everything we did talk about can be found on the Ark and Dove webpage and in the weekly archive that you get in your email. So until we see each other next, please remember to keep wearing your mask until they tell us we don't need to wear our masks. Get your vaccine or booster if you haven't already gotten it. And until then, have a great week. And don't forget that Lent starts this week.